Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Nat here and I have another card for you. I'm going to use this die, Welcome Little One. It's from Tailored Expressions. And this die, I sort of wanted to try something else, but it wasn't really going to work because what I wanted to do was leave an embossed image of the scallops and cut out the center. But no matter what I did, and I've done this plenty of times, but no matter what I did, it did not want to work. So we're going to go to stage plan B. And so I'm going to die cut this out. And we're going to make a little shaken card because I'm into little shaken cards at the moment. And keep the little dot. It's called a tittle. I never knew that before. I had learnt that from Laura Basson. But keep the little tittle, and we're going to trim off a little piece of acetate as we usually do for shaker cards. And I'm going to trim that down a little bit later on as well, like just over the top of it. Because I've only got a very thin little row to sort of get some glue on. So we'll trim that down later. I'm going to use some multi-matte medium just to adhere the acetate on the center. And we're going to use a bunch of little bits and pieces for our insides. I don't know when I bought it. I think I bought it a little while ago. You know how the gold leaf is really, don't sneeze, don't breathe, don't cough. This stuff is sort of similar. It's called, what's it called? Magic Scraps. Now, it's from magicscraps.com, and you'll see it. There's a couple of different colors, really bright pink, yellow, and blue and green. This is an alcohol background, and honestly, I have had it for quite a while, and it's just using isopropyl rubbing alcohol and the alcohol ink. So I decided to use it. So have a look at what you've got in your backgrounds and see what you can use to add a little bit of sparkle. So here's the Magic Scraps. So super fine, bright colors, but super fine. And yeah, you don't want to cough, you don't want to sneeze because it's going to go everywhere. It's not as bad as the gold leaf powder, but it's pretty bad. It's just really, and it's really pretty as well. So this is just some foam strips that I have. I think they're from, I'm not really going to say who they're from because I might be telling a lie, but it might be Doris, it might be Couture Creations. I have a funny feeling it's Couture Creations, but foam strips, people. That's all there is, nothing flash. But once again, they're a great width to go around the edge here, and you need to make sure that everything is butted up nice and close to each other. You don't want any gaps or any holes. Now in theory, what I should have done here is put it onto the backing paper, the alcohol inks, and I eventually do that, but I would have saved me a whole mess of trouble if I actually and you put this around there, see, and be very, very careful because, you know, you might end up with it everywhere, and I did. Rub a bit of the embossing buddy around the edges, just helps with a bit of the static in it. And I've just got some little stars here that we're going to add to it. This is where I think I should have just put it on there because I'm an idiot and I didn't think about it, and then I raised it up too high. So I had to get it moving. See how it's gone sort of everywhere? But you do a shake, what do you expect? So we're just going to remove all the backing off these pieces of foam strips, and we're going to place it down and get more everywhere. And it's just going to provide a nice little background for our welcome little one to stand out. So what I decided was to have this flat because I've got this piece of cardstock that I had to die cut it out, so why not use it? I could have just simply put it onto another piece of another panel, but I decided why bother? This is already cut out and it will look cool just sort of raised up with the image, same scalloped image around this image. It's not an image, Nat. Same scallop around the edges. So we're just going to trim this down a little bit. Now this piece, remove the foam tape. This piece is 14.4 by 10 centimeters wide, and it's just some white cardstock that I had in my stash. We're going to trim that down. So I'm going to raise it up. It's not going to be completely flat. I'm going to raise it up a little bit, obviously, because I've just put foam tape on it. And what I'm going to do is leave little tags out, because I've got to get it in around the scallop. So this will provide a little bit of ease to get it off, but not sticking it down quite so quickly. So I'm going to go around the edges and just push that down a little bit. And then it's super easy just to pull out the backing paper out of the tags that we've left behind. The benefit of doing it, replacing your element down and not worrying, is that you can just pick out which bit of the alcohol ink that you wanted to keep. And now we're just going to cut away the outside bits that we don't want. And no one's going to see that. Unless you're my father-in-law, he likes to have a good look at my cards and make sure and figure out where, he's an engineer, and figure out how I did it and everything else. So that's all right. So I thought about going with a white background, but I've just got this green from my stash, and I've cut it to be a little A5 card, and there was a little bit that I missed on the W, so we're just going to glue that down now. And then we're going to glue it onto the green. And I just thought it picked up the green not quite nicely from the alcohol ink background now. I know I was a bit of a mess because I was struggling with my multi-matte medium. Something fierce. But anyway, moving on. So we're going to glue this down now. And we're going to come in with some Uniquely Creative sequins. Now this is really, it's called Tropical Sea Sequins, but to me it's more like inside of a shaker. Oh no, this one's not. This, but it does have small little bits and pieces. So it has a different levels of, or different sizes, different sizes of sequins. So you could easily use it for a shaker. And we're going to use some of the little itty bitty ones on the card today. So that's Uniquely Creative Tropical Sea Sequins. So we're going to play around with placing these sequins down, and for some reason, and I'm going to glue it on with multi-matte medium, but for some reason I decided to try and do this left-handed. I don't really know why. And you will see me, I should say, struggling with the multi-matte medium, trying to get it out. And my left hand is shaking because I'm doing it with the wrong hand. And I don't really know why. But at some point or another, I figure it out and I swap over, and then all is good with the world. And that's pretty much going to be it. So all the details will be over my blog. The link will be down below. And please like and subscribe. I've just hit 100 subscribers. By the time you see this, it'll be over 100 subscribers. So that's super exciting, and I'm just very grateful for everyone for supporting me. And I'm glad you enjoy it, basically. So you'll be able to find all the details down below for my blog, and some close-up pictures and other cards and other bits and pieces. So I hope you like it. This is going to a friend of mine who's just about to have a baby. We don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, so I figured green might be, even though it's blue. I've got another card that I can give them, the like little vintagey girly card. And that's it. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.